Okay, so we're live. We didn't stream earlier because, as promised, I was going to make sure I fact checked myself before I actually did this next section. Because we were doing some mythological ties, especially with Lady Rokujo, Medea, and Narcissus, the guy who loves his reflection. So we did our research. We're not going to go that big into detail. We'll write like a paragraph for each of them and how it ties into Vira. Then we'll go from there. But as mentioned, I'm leaving. Tomorrow's gonna be my last day in this location, so we'll be back at my house, my house. So I'll have a different streaming setup because I used to do Twitch back in the day. So the hardware that I have over there is a lot better than what I have here because I'm streaming off a laptop and all these things I put together. I know we're working on the audio issues. We're gonna get there. So I put a post up earlier. If people want me to bring some of my hardware from home over here, I'll gladly do that. I didn't bring it initially because I didn't want stuff to break during the trip, but we'll bring stuff over. My mic is it's a HyperX solo cast, and I think it's pretty good. So if people want me to do it, I'll do it. Anyways, we got enough. Let's get to it. We're gonna do different music today. Yeah, let's do different music today. I'll put my playlist on random, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, it's something good. All right. Oh my god. All right. Okay. I'm fine with this. All right. Propaganda. Let's go. Already starting off good. Fucking great of time. Okay, all right. So we're gonna talk about symbolism. Section 13 is gonna be symbolism and mythological ties to Yandere. The bad thing about this song is I don't hear pots. People know what I mean. As soon as you start that damn level, it's jarring. Okay. So mythological ties. What do I want to start with? We're gonna do section 13 and we'll do section 14. Then I gotta wrap it up for a little bit. Then I'll come back and I'll do the horror one. It's still relatively early. This fucking song. I love this sound. Where is it? Here. Somewhere in Vira's story. Let's do an analogy. Yeah, let's do an analogy. Damn, now I want to play Ocarina of Time. Actually, between Vira and Mirrors, actually. Yeah, I can do a little connection there. Because pretend you're Vira looking at her reflection. What do you see? Do you see her normally, or do you see what the media shows her as a batshit crazy Yandere? So there is a kind of symbolism there. All right, let's put that into words. As I'm listening to the Spirit Temple and its love of mirrors. Mirrors. But as mentioned, if the setup I have at home isn't as good as this one, I'm still gonna get the Blue Yeti. It's just, again, I'm not at home right now. This is my duty station. I live here. My parents watch my house. But I'm going away for 2 weeks because of holiday vlog leave. I can just grab my audio equipment and just bring it with me on the plane. So we'll do a few. I am going to be working while I'm over there, so we'll be doing a few streams. I'll release a couple of videos, and if people like how the audio sounds, hell, I'll just bring it with me. Okay, mirrors for Vira are not symbols of vanity. Yeah, because the fragments of a shattered self. Yeah, okay. Streamer, when's the Zelda lore videos? Let's not. Please don't. Oh god. There's a mirror somewhere in Vira's. There is a mirror somewhere in Vira's story that doesn't show a reflection. It shows an absence. Mirrors for Vira are not symbols of vanity. They are fragments of a shattered self. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of like how Daniela just goes batshit crazy when she looks at a mirror. If you ever played a haunting ground, you'll know what I mean. There's some irony in this song for me. I look out the mirror and I'm surrounded by the haunted wasteland and just the cracks in the sand and desert. Okay, we'll go with this angle. So... the Spirit Temple definitely is a mood right now. I'm not going to deny it. And the thing is, I wouldn't mind doing Zelda lore. I would just stop at Twilight Princess. I haven't played anything after Twilight Princess. I just couldn't do it anymore with the series. It was just been too many retcons. Me personally, it's just the retcons. I'm big into lore, as people know, but Zelda's very notorious for retcons. I'm gonna write this loosely because it's true but not true. Reflection doesn't lie because, as we know, vampires don't have reflections. It's... Okay. on page 11. God damn it. Man, this is gonna be a long ass video. Add more to this. I think a lot of myself. I apologize if I'm just talking to nothing. Yes! Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, let me read this. God damn it. Again, it's one of those situations where you feel like you've written a lot, but you haven't written shit. There is a mirror somewhere in Vira's story that doesn't show a reflection. It shows an absence. Mirrors for Vira are not symbols of vanity. They are fragments of a shattered self. Each time she looks into one, she isn't looking at who she is, but at what she's lost. The reflection doesn't lie. It simply fails to appear. Her sense of identity, fractured by neglect and lack of conditional love, cannot stabilize long enough to form a coherent image. This is the curse of being seen only when useful. We got analogies. We have analogies today. I'm not drunk in alcohol yet. So my game plan for tomorrow is obviously gonna be a short work day because they have to make sure we don't do something stupid while we're on leave. So depending on what time I leave work, I will do gym, come back. I'll try to do as much work as possible because my flight isn't until Saturday morning at 2:30 in the morning. Well, no, it's Saturday at 5 o'clock in the morning actually, but I have to leave here by 2:30. So it's not that bad. The airport's like 5 minutes away, so either way, like I'll be up all night. I'll sleep on the plane. It's like a 9-hour flight for me. I'll be back at my house by at least like 3 p.m. I'm not gonna stream Saturday because I'll be a chill family. Feed my cat. Give my cat a hug and hug my dog. Then Sunday, I'll adjust things on my Twitch setup because it's probably my gaming PC probably needs to be updated. I haven't been home in like almost a while. It's been a minute. So by Sunday, I'll be back to work again. And again, if people like how I sound back at home, I'll just bring my setup here. This is just this setup here was just temporary because people were complaining about my audio. Get a better mic. that was funny. Like, as soon as I released that Metroid video, I got to my mission. The last comment I saw before I had to turn on my phone was "get a better mic." I'm like, okay, sure, I'll get a better mic. It's just I had to experiment because we went with the XLR before. This is what I'm using right now. I'm using an XLR, but at home I use a condenser mic, a USB condenser mic. Okay, let's carry on. This is the curse of being seen only when useful. Alright, so I think this is good. Well, I'm going to read this over one more time just to be on the safe side. There is a mirror somewhere in Vira's story that doesn't show a reflection. It shows an absence. Mirrors for Vira are not symbols of vanity. They are fragments of a shot itself. Each time she looks into one, she isn't looking at who she is, but at what she's lost. The reflection doesn't lie, it simply fails to appear. Her sense of identity, fractured by neglect, the lack of conditional love, cannot stabilize long enough to form a coherent image. This is the curse of being seen only when useful. You begin to wonder if you exist at all when no one is watching. I like it. I like the way this sounds. Now we can talk about the whole mythological aspect of this, because this one's going to be interesting how we go about this. I'm going to use 3 examples from myth, but we'll keep it short and sweet. As I'm listening to Legend of Zelda. Okay. We have to go about this in a very specific way. Okay. What if we do it like this? Okay, let's see how bad I misspell this, because I always fucking misspell this. Excuse my French. Every time. Oh. We won't do that. Let's do it like this. We'll say arc. No. Fuck. Yes. Yes. We'll go with arc. No. Nymph? had to stop myself so fast right there. I was gonna write Tales of whatever. Oh my god, I played so much Tales games. Holy shit. I was really about to write Tales of something. It's the Tale of Genji, but fuck, I really was about to write that. What the fuck? I played too much Tales games. Tale of Genji was so consumed. Jealousy. Her spirit becomes unmoored. That's how you know shit's like gone off the deep end, when you have a Yandere haunting you from beyond the grave. I had to make sure I fact checked myself earlier. That's why I didn't do an earlier stream. I was making sure all my facts were correct. This is a lot harder than it seems. Throughout Vira's story, myth echoes quietly beneath her footsteps. She is in many ways similar to Lady Rokujo from the Tale of Genji, a woman so consumed by love and jealousy that her spirit becomes unmoored, haunting the world even in death. Like Rokujo, Vira is elegant, refined, and dignified until the cracks begin to show, until the pain refuses to stay quiet, until her love turns spectral. I like it. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. I'll probably have to come back to this one. Alright. Alright, Spirit Temple. Yeah. I like the nostalgia pop, but we're gonna make this fucking toxic today. Let's go. Alright. Okay, toxicity at its finest. See, this doesn't bother me in the slightest because I spent enough time here as a kid that I recognize every single note of this fucking song. And it's always that damn key. It's always that one fucking key. I enjoyed my time pressing start, going up and down, up and down, up and down. And you know, I released a video. One of the topics in the last video was fucking mental exhaustion. This one level is mentally exhausting. By the time it's a dark lane, you're just done with the temple. It's like I just can't do this shit anymore. That's good. That's a good topic for a video. The mental fatigue of the water temple in Ocarina of Time. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's something I gotta do someday. All right. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's just continue on with this one. Oh, God. Okay. All right. We'll come back to that. Let's get to Medea/Cast. We don't need to go in that much detail about that. This Rokujo needed a little bit more fluff. Okay. Medea. Or Caster, my fake guys. Read Jason and the Argonauts, then you'll see what I'm getting at. Holy shit. Rage is the understatement of the century. You generally have to feel bad for her. I've gone into extended detail about her, and obviously, because it's Medea. The Catherine fate is based off of Medea, and it goes into. I went into a lot of detail about her. Yeah, like she's had a very fucked up life. She fell in love with the wrong. Let's just say at the end of the day, she fell in love with the wrong person. Like the most appropriate song right now. Okay. Using this one very loosely here. But yeah, it's given her character and how much she loves Katalina. Yeah. Excuse me. It's ironic, especially with like the young Link. You go through all that to save the world, to travel through time to save the world. You don't get the girl, and history does not remember your accomplishments except for the adult timeline. And the fact of the matter is, in the adult timeline, you disappear because you went back in time to relive your childhood. So it's like kind of you saved the world. You saved the world, but you didn't get recognized for saving the world. You did it for the goodness of you did it for the good of mankind, but damn, they really make things go full circle in Twilight Princess when the hero shade comes about. It's like, yeah, no one remembered the things that I did. Salty Link. Yeah, we'll write it like this. We're being a little bit restrictive here. Being very descriptive. Okay. Medea is another shadow that clings to her. Not the one portrayed as a monster in history, but the woman discarded, used, betrayed, and left with nothing but rage and magic to reclaim her sense of self. Like Medea, Vira sacrifices everything to protect the love that ultimately isolates her. Her power becomes the language of her pain, her brilliance a weapon. Yes, I can fuck with that. I can roll with that. Now Narcissus. I like my own reflection a lot. A lot that I become a flower. That's a Spark Notes version, but we'll go into a little bit more detail about it. But that's if I had to explain Narcissus, yeah, he liked his reflection a little bit too much. All right. There we go. Even Narcissus finds his way. Whoa. Whoa. All right. We'll ignore that. So Narcissus, he did not. Kind of did, but I'm going to word this in a specific way. Fell in love. The only. If you ever look up Narcissus, look at the flower. The flower is actually a very nice looking yellow flower. So. We're gonna do a very funny take. I have to use my most hated word. All right. Whenever I use longing, it's not in a nice way. At least it's not a tycoon video. God. Okay, I think we're good. Holy crap. Damn, I spent like 40 minutes doing this. Holy shit. One section. Alright. There's a mirror somewhere in Vira's story that doesn't show a reflection. It shows an absence. Mirrors for Vira are not symbols of vanity. They are fragments of a shattered self. Each time she looks into one, she isn't looking at who she is, but at what she's lost. The reflection doesn't lie, it simply fails to appear. Her sense of identity, fractured by neglect and lack of conditional love, cannot stabilize. Oh, hold on. Where? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, the reflection doesn't lie, it simply fails to appear. Her sense of identity, fractured by neglect and lack of conditional love, cannot stabilize long enough to form a coherent image. This is the curse of being seen only when useful. You begin to wonder if you exist at all when no one is watching. Throughout Vira's story, myth echoes quietly beneath her footsteps. She is in many ways similar to Lady Rokujo from the Tale of Genji, a woman so consumed by love and jealousy that her spirit becomes unmoored, haunting the world even in death. Excuse me. Like Rokujo, Vira is elegant, refined, and dignified until the cracks begin to show, until the pain refuses to stay quiet, until her love turns spectral. Medea is another shadow that clings to her, not the woman portrayed as a monster in history, but the woman discarded, used, betrayed, and left with nothing but rage and magic to reclaim her sense of self. Like Medea, Vira sacrifices everything to protect the love that ultimately isolates her. Her power becomes the language of her pain, her brilliance a weapon. Even Narcissus finds his way into her reflection, not in vanity. Hold on. Even Narcissus finds his way into her reflection, not in vanity, but in disappearance. He did not fall in love with himself. He fell in love with the only version of himself he could find. Vira's obsession with Katalina is not about romance. It's about anchoring her identity to something real, something kind, something whole. In the absence of an inner mirror, she reflects herself off Katalina. Tongue twisters. In the absence of an inner mirror, she reflects herself off of Katalina. No, that's fine. You can do that. In the absence of an inner mirror, she reflects herself off Katalina. There we go. In the absence of an inner mirror, she reflects herself off Katalina. In each myth, we find a woman undone not by madness, but longing. And in each, we glimpse Vira, not a villain, not a trope, but a tragedy dressed in grace. Okay. That one was hard. That was very, very hard. We're only going to be using 4 of them. So let me save this, going off of my outline, which I'll bring up in a second. Give me a sec. This is section 13, so going off the outline, we have to talk about existential horror and identity without anchors. I was really going overboard with this one. Yeah, I really did not want any stone uncovered when I was writing this outline. Holy shit. Okay. Either way, I got one of the hard sections done today, so that's good. So I'll take a little break because I gotta call my parents and let them know my leave is approved, and I'll talk amongst other stuff. So I'll do a little bit more tomorrow before my flight. Then that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'll be back with another stream later with the horror stuff. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.